Alrighty, well, welcome to a 1v1 here between two players. As you can see on the right, this is a replay, so you can see the Elo, very helpful. Players around 14, 50, 14, 20 Elo, as you can see. So that's fair, like straight in the middle of the mid-Elo range. Let's introduce them here. In the blue, we have Huge Weeb, interesting, playing as the Gorjaras. And in the red, we have a player whose name I can't pronounce, playing as the Portuguese here. Interesting stuff. Now, as Blue says, good luck, have fun, very nice. I enjoy that. Let's be courteous to one another. Now, this map, of course, is called Hill Fort. As you can see, both players start in a hill fort. You know, why, you would build a hill fort right next to an enemy hill fort, I don't know. You know, like, I don't know how that happened, but it did, so we'll just have to live with that historical fact here. In any case, both players have a nice little moat here, as you can see. There's no fish in here or anything, but you can't build on this. And even though all players start with some resources in their little hill fort, as you can see, right? You have some stone, gold, even some wood. You still have to expand to the lowlands surrounding your base for long-term wood and especially long-term gold and stone. Then, of course, there's a little strip of land in the middle. There's even a nice hill, as you can see over here, which is a very nice defensive point. And you still have to go fight uphill in order to push into your opponent's base, as you can see. So, there you have it. That is hill forts for you. Now, the reason why I wanted to show this particular game is because it is an interesting matchup, as you will see. Now, Gorjaras are one of the newer civilizations. They might be my favorite of the three new ones, because it's very cavalry and camel oriented, and I like playing with cavalry. They have some very strong options with that. You get extra bonus damage for your camels. I think it's 50% more, which makes them insanely strong. I think Gorjara camels can actually beat Sicilian knights handily. You know, like you can actually start using camels against Sicilians again, because Gorjaras get that extra bonus damage, which negates, kind of negates that bonus that Sicilians get, which is half the bonus damage received. Now the question is, I wonder though if that is calculated before or after the Gorjara bonus is added, because if it's before, then Gorjaras are even stronger than on paper they would seem. So I don't know how that goes. I'd have to do a test with that. We'll see. Any case, Portuguese are a civilization that needs some time to get going. They don't have a very strong eco bonus, as in they get victorious at the end, but that's in the Imperial Age, but that's long ways away, which means that their early game isn't very strong. And you notice that in the win rate for Portuguese during the Dark Age and Feudal Age is very low, because they just kind of fall behind other civilizations that do have an eco bonus. However, once you start getting your boom on in Castle Age, you start getting stronger options like organ guns, or cheaper knights, cheaper crossbows, because the gold is discounted. Portuguese start to get a better win rate, and in the Imperial Age, they have a very strong power spike, and you see that their win rate actually becomes better than average because of that. So the longer the game goes, the better it is for the Portuguese player. I wouldn't say that it's the same for Gorjaras. I think Gorjaras shine more earlier on when they can make use of their strong cavalry. At least that would be my bet. Now also remember, you have cheaper elephants as well, or at least cheaper elephant archers. They are cheaper in the food cost, so that's also an option that you can consider. Gorjara elephant archers are the cheapest of the bunch, but they are also the least armored. Like, you lack some armor. There you go. The final archer armor upgrade is not available to you, which does matter, but we'll see. In any case, this game mode though, in this game you're not going to see elephant archers. That's not a spoiler. Trust me, that's not going to happen in this one. Instead, we are going to see another unit that the Gorjaras have. A unique unit that comes from the stable. Yes. Which is, of course, the Shrivamsha Rider. Now, Shrivamsha Riders are the replacing unit for the Gorjaras, for the knight. So they do not have knights. They don't. No standard knights. They have Shrivamsha Riders and camels. Now, a Shrivamsha Rider is weaker than a knight. Its base attack is lower. So one-on-one, the knight wins. But the Shrivamsha Rider has a very particular gimmick, which is they dodge, they block projectiles with a certain shield that regenerates. So basically, once a crossbow, right, stands here and hits, imagine this is a Shrivamsha Rider, it hits the Shrivamsha Rider, the shield starts going down a little bit and immediately regenerate. The Shrivamsha Rider takes no damage. You have to actually deplete the shield before a shot actually goes through, right? So they have a regenerative shield which will block some missiles, which you will see as soon as they come out. I will show you. Which is very good against archers because you can actually close in and dodge kind of or block a few shots before you actually start taking damage, which means that the archer player actually has to micro his units against your Shrivamsha Riders, because if you let your crossbows just shoot at will, they will all pick the target closest to them. That means that they will just shoot at random Shrivamsha Riders essentially if they're being surrounded, and they won't be able to individually break the shield. You need to focus fire to kill Shrivamsha Riders reliably. So yeah. Also interesting to note, this is a Camel Scout, which now that blue is in the feudal age, has bonus damage versus cavalry. So red should definitely be careful not to get anywhere close to that camel. Of course, he can always run away because Scout Cavalry is faster than camels, who are limited to camel speed and camel line of sight, as you usually have it. Yeah, an interesting civilization. It's definitely a bit different than other civilizations. You know, like Bengalis and Dravidians are a bit more standard in that regard. But Gurjaras have a lot of interesting gimmicks, like say you can put your sheep in the mill and generate food, as you can see. You know, you get a little trickle of food as well. Like it's funny that they like combined so many different aspects into one civilization. And you might ask, well, but if your Shrivamsha Rider is weaker than knights, then won't you just lose knight battles easily? Well, that's what you have what you have your camels for, right? Camels that do more bonus damage versus cavalry. So it should be balanced. You know, and camels aren't good against archers, but that's what the Shrivamsha Riders are for. So if you mix the two in together, you should be okay. Big Shrivamsha Riders are also cheaper gold-wise than knights are, so that should help you as well. In any case. Now, both players obviously are going fast castle, or in a way. I hope so, at least. As Red's gonna buy his way up, and that's an interesting strategy here. So what Red did, instead of building farms, he just went full on gold, right? Full on gold, and bought his way up to the next stage, which is interesting. We have Blue actually selling some stone now to buy some food, because Blue is taking a more standard approach, which is you make a lot of farms to go up to the castle age fast. I mean, it's not technically a fast castle that Blue is doing, because he did get all these eco techs, which normally you don't get that. So it's really he's kind of playing as half feudal age, half castle age. He's now going to buy his way up, and he'll be there as well. But yeah, obviously what Red is doing, he's going to go for a castle. I mean, this much is clear, right? You see this many villagers on stone during the feudal age. You know what's up. That's not a tower, that's a castle. So it will be organ guns, and here come the villagers. They're already sent forward right now to build a castle. Now, you can't build a castle on this hill. You can't build a castle on this hill, so you can't put it right up against your enemy's base. So this moat in this hill actually does protect Blue a certain bit. What Red could do is try to break through the palisade wall, but there's no way that Blue is going to let him get through and then also build a castle there. Like, that's very unlikely. So Red is going to decide to put this castle right on this hill, probably. Which is a nice offensive position. You're on a hill. You're right next to gold. Right in front of your opponent's base as well. If they want to go to your base, they have to go through your castle or around it. So yeah, this is all good. Just waiting for the castle age. Red's chopping a tree because he's got nothing else to do. Built 4 houses already. You know, can only build so much. And here's the castle. Alright, there you go. And now he could even put it right where the tree was. Alright, now, does Blue know about this? He does not. He has no idea that this is coming. Dropping a stable right now, like, Gurjara player likely to go for cavalry here. I'm not sure exactly if Blue knows what to expect from Red. You know, he scouted out Red's base, but because of the walls, you can't see what he's doing, right? You can't see it. So Blue unfortunately didn't scout this castle, so he might be surprised by the organ guns that are about to be coming in here. At least we'll see. I mean, he will definitely be surprised. There's no way to know this. You can expect it, though. It's definitely something that you can and should probably expect from a Portuguese player. Like something like that will happen. All right, well, now he knows. He scouted it with his scout cavalry, so now he's aware. I mean, the one that he just made. As we have blue going up the next stage, getting loom, pretty good idea. Yeah, we have... so what red is going to do essentially, he's going to go for an all-in organ guns approach right now. You have 4 villagers on farms. That is just enough to keep the TC running. In theory, I think 5 is actually the correct amount. But yeah, 5 farms, and that's all that red can afford, by the way. Because organ guns are an expensive unit as well. As you see, here come the first organ guns slowly chipping away at this house. They are not the best siege unit because they don't have any bonus damage versus building quite like rams do, as you can see. They have 0 bonus damage, actually. It's just very high pierce damage. Well, red is going to have to find a way, and blue is going to have to find a way to counter this, and blue is making Shrivamsha riders. Now, remember, this is still pierce damage that these organ guns are doing. So the question is that going to... are the Shrivamsha riders going to be able to make a difference here? That's the question. And you'll see, I'll keep them selected so you can see their shield cooldown. I hope at least the captures can show it. It might not show, actually. You can see it right there, but it might not show... in capture race. They might have not updated it yet. I don't know. In that case, yeah, you still need a few more because the organ gun's getting stronger and stronger. And this is I love this strategy, by the way. Fast castle with Portuguese and just dropping a castle on someone and then dropping organ guns on them. It's a lot of fun to do. You know, especially on settings where you can get away with a fast castle, like land nomad, these kind of closed maps. All good stuff. Alright, here come the Shrivamsha riders. Blue does not want to lose his stable just yet, so he's sending them out right now. Look at that. It's gonna be okay. I mean, they're not killing the Shrivamsha riders that quickly, but the Shrivamsha riders have very low base attack. So it takes them a while to kill these organ guns, but they're still holding up alright against these organ guns. It's alright, it's alright. I wish I could show you the cooldown timer better. You know, I can't show you right here. Like actually you can see it in the... If you look down here, you can actually see that countdown timer. See that? Every time it goes close to 0 to the left, that's when you take damage. You need a lot of shots in order to get that. Like, just pay attention here to that white bar that you can see. Oh, you can't see it because my image is in front. I'm sorry. Hang on. Here, you can see this white bar. If he attacks again, I can show you right there. My bad. I didn't know I was blocking that part of the screen, actually. Stable does go down. Okay, here comes blue again. Lacking some upgrades on his Shrivamsha riders, though. Wish he would get the second armor upgrade, but he can't quite afford that. That is an expensive upgrade. Which you need food for. Which you need farmers for. Which is exactly why red is killing the farmers. Haha. And blue is... Okay, here he goes again. You see that? See that? Like, it's only when that gets close to 0 that the Shrivamsha rider actually takes damage. So, I don't know if more pierce damage means that shield goes down further. I would think so, right? Which means that organ guns will probably get that shield down quite quickly because they have such a high damage output. But still, Shrivamsha riders are tanking some shots here, which a normal knight probably wouldn't have been able to do as much. Although Shrivamsha riders have lower HP, so that's definitely something to keep in mind. It's alright, it's alright. Red only has 3 organ guns now. Blue is still alive here, he's still alive. I like that blue is also expanding, as you can see. He's expanding to the sides a little bit at least. While being pressured by red. Not something that red can do, because red has 1 TC eco right now. He's been idling its TC for quite a bit now. He's slowly getting some farming economy out as well. Yeah, 9 on gold, 14 on wood. That's what you need. We have some sneaky stable from blue, who of course wants to do some damage to red as well. Maybe keep some of the pressure off of his base. Okay, so it looks like Red is thinking about getting another castle up. You know, increasing his production a little bit and also protecting his flank, perhaps, things like that. He just bought some stone. Let's see where he's going to drop the castle. Okay, a second castle right in Blue's face. Now, this is a castle he can only drop now because there's actually the space for it. This castle would also, you know, it's blocked off by the walls from Blue. So Blue has to delete walls if he wants to get around. And Blue instantly deletes, you know, he was zoomed out like this, double clicks it and just deletes all the walls now in order to get to this castle. There's only 7 organ guns here. Shrivamsha Rider targeting the organ guns first. Okay, interesting. Is this castle gonna go up? That's the question. Organ guns firing. Red did not wall in his villagers. Wasn't able to do that as fast as he tried. Is this even gonna go up? Shrivamsha Rider's killing the villagers. There's only 3 villagers left. 2 villagers left. It's a doubt castle. It's a doubt castle. Doubt! Blue with those Shrivamsha Riders, which last long enough to kill these villagers, stop this castle from going up. That's a big deal for Red, because Red does not have a lot of eco. Losing villagers like that that's a big deal. But here comes Red again. Red wants to get that castle up. That castle has to go up. Red's not happy about this. Castle must go up. He's gonna wall in his villagers this time, though. There's only 4 Shrivamsha Riders, though, for Blue. Maybe not enough to do this again. But it looks like that castle will go up this time around. You know, it doesn't quite range Blue's town center, I think. But it certainly will make a lot of Blue's economy not accessible here. And Blue is... yeah, he sees what time it is. He's going to migrate away with some villagers here. Something that Red might be aware of as well. He will probably start chasing down stuff like that. But again, because Blue is spread out his economy, it is really difficult for Red to kill all of this at the same time. You know? Because organ guns are a great unit, but they're so slow. So slow. Like, they're just a bit faster than villagers, which is surprising to me. I mean, this must be really heavy to push. Like, look at this guy. He's, like, crouched forward all the way to, you know, to survive the kickback. Has to push it like that. That must be really heavy. It's still faster than a frickin' villager. Tells you enough about these villagers being kind of lumbering and slow, huh? Okay, Blue is trying to break into Red's base, but Red, of course, is not going to let that happen. Oh, it's interesting to me. You get a fortified palisade wall around your base, but then your palisade gates are still normal palisade gates because they haven't made a fortified palisade gate. I mean, why not, right? Why not? Always interested me. Yeah. Yeah, seriously, if you're attacking your opponent's base, always attack the gate. It has the least HP of the wall, so it's definitely worth it to attack that first. As here comes Blue again with the Shrivamsha Riders. Here we go. As that is, I mean, as soon as the organ gun number starts to grow more, you see suddenly the effectiveness of Shrivamsha Riders is starting to go down a little bit here. You will have to get more Shrivamsha Riders, and especially get the attack upgrades as well. You know, because organ guns, they have some melee armor here, which makes the attack from the Shrivamsha Rider, which is only 9, right? With the forging upgrade, only 9, not very high. You know, that's really the drawback of that unit, that its attack is so low. You know, which makes it difficult to actually kill units. Like with archers, that doesn't matter so much because archers don't have a lot of HP, but knights do. Organ guns have more HP and armor. As Red has found Blue's expanded economy, and Blue. Now he's gonna have to find some way to deal with these freaking organ guns. He's still making Shrivamsha Riders, but Shrivamsha Riders still cost food, something that Blue does not really have right now. Okay, so he's expanding his farm economy on the other side now. I like this. Like, again, as long as Blue is expanding, he's still in this game. You know, he might have lost his home base, but, whoa, we got ourselves a raid here. Thank you, Maze AOE, for the raid. Holy crap. Wow, we got to actually look at the Holy Grail meme I put in there. Thank you so much for the raid. I really appreciate that. Well, welcome everyone. We are looking at a 1v1 on Hideout right now. As you see, one player has been kind of ransacking the other player's base, but blue is still playing, so the game goes on. And hello, Crazy Joe. I was getting crushed because I'm tired. Well, well, you take your well-deserved rest, man. Take your well-deserved rest. All right. Well, blue is gonna try to expand to the northeast corner here. We should probably look out for that wolf here. Organ Gun still running around. I'm really wondering, are Shrivamsha riders actually going to be able to kill this? Like, they were doing okay until now, but I mean, that's 16 organ guns. Red has 3 castles now to produce them from. It's going to be tricky now for blue. But blue has done a great job expanding, making it really difficult for red to raid all of this at the same time. Like, look how slow this is. Red only knows about this expanded economy, hasn't scouted the rest just yet, so it's gonna take a while before he kills all of this. But blue still has more villagers as well. 20 more villagers at the moment for blue here. Alrighty. Ooh, I like this from blue, actually. Taking out the reinforcements here before red can mass more organ guns. This is good. Organ guns are good in larger numbers, but in small numbers, as you can see, they are actually pretty weak. So that's a good thing for blue to do. Check the castles, see if red is making reinforcements, and snuff that out immediately. The organ guns. Oh, that's funny. That's an interesting way to spell that, Ettercup. Alright, well, red has... Did he see the economy here? Oh, he actually didn't see it. Oh, he still doesn't know. And now blue is, distracting him to go to the left here. So that might buy blue some extra time. Again, blue, he's still playing. He actually has the score lead. He's been pushed out of his home base. He still has the score lead, nevertheless. Okay, now red notices. Now he knows. Now he knows. And thank you for the follow, Mace. I will most certainly repay that favor. Alright, more organ guns being sent to the front, but now red has found this expanded economy. And of course, he's just going to take down the stable. Alrighty then. This is also the first time that red has expanded his economy a little bit for some extra wood outside of his own little base. I mean, eventually, you do run out of resources in your own little base. As blue has just been being... he's kind of like Ace Emeralds now, the Ace of Emeralds, who is a low elo player who's famous for doing exactly this, sending villagers all over the map and take all the resources at the same time. And every time you snuff out one resource base, he just makes it 10 others. And thank you for the follow, by the way, Crazy Joe. Alrighty. Now, organ guns are very annoying in this regard because they outrange the town center, so they can kill town centers with, well, pretty easily, as you can see. But blue's waiting for the right moment. He wants to pounce on this. Really wants to, but the organ guns, they do so much damage right now. Ooh, but we do take out the reinforcements. Again, blue has been doing a good job at this. This is what you need to be doing. This is an expensive unit for red. The lower you keep that number, the better it is for him. Oof. Right. Does it really say I have 2,300 followers on my Twitch? It seems like a bug. I don't know, man. I don't know. If you did, though, that's good for you, man. Good for you. As blue got... Well, actually, you can still escape. You didn't actually fully wall this. Run away, blue! Run away! Okay, blue is actually gonna fight now. Let's see how this fight is gonna go. Shrivamsha riders versus the organ guns. They get the surrounding. They do deflect some of the damage here with their shield. Actually doing pretty good. Actually doing pretty good. There's only 9 organ guns now. This is totally worth it for blue. This is totally worth it. Maybe 100 or 200. Mace, it was 2,100 last week. Must be a bug. Oh, that's weird then. Maybe it's counting all the bots on Twitch. Maybe that's what's happening here. Oh boy. Wow, okay, well, I mean, blue surrounding that many organ guns, now it's just 4. That's a whole different thing, as red actually found this economy on the left. That's good for him to know. This was that was not a half bad fight for blue to take. Because you want to keep that organ gun number as low as possible, and that entire army basically got smashed. And now you can run in with Shrivamsha riders and maybe finish off the last bit. Perhaps so. I couldn't stay on stone to get my Portuguese death ball rolling. And As there comes... Well, this death ball is also dead, so it's, you're not the only one here. As Red is spreading out his organ guns now, but that should make it easier for Blue to deal with the organ guns here. As he's still having to run away with his villagers. He killed that one organ gun, but now he'll probably have to run away. Yep, run away, run away! Yeah, Blue is the very definition of an expanding player. As Red is spreading out his organ guns, and Blue's... I mean, he does not have the economy to keep producing Shrivamsha riders here. He does have economy in the corner here, which is ironic, because that's Red's side. But that's where Blue's biggest economy is right now. Looks like Red is also thinking about expanding in the north. There is some stone for him to take here. Not a lot of gold, though, actually. All his extra golds are being taken by Blue at the moment. As Blue sneaking away with these villagers, something that Red will see. Is he going to react to it, though? Yep, oh yeah, he saw that. He spotted that, now he knows. Like the little gate wall there to keep these organ guns out. And that's the thing, like Red is trying his best to kill everything that Blue has, but Blue is still keeping his eco alive. But is it sustainable? I mean, at some point, right, at some point, you'd think that Blue will run out of places to run to, you know, because Red will just cover all of the map, and at that point, how do you win then? So that's a good question. For now, though, again, because this is such a slow unit, Blue can still outrun it and keep making more economy everywhere. And more Shrivamsha riders, more importantly. Now, Red does have a castle in his own base, so Red is fairly safe here. But again, resources are running out here. Red will have to expand as Blue is dropping a castle. Blue is dropping a castle. There's no way that goes up, right? No. No, that can't go up. There's no way. Red will just fight that. Oh, but then the Shrivamsha riders are coming in. Red sending in the organ guns, though. No, there's no way. This is a doubt castle. Doubt! Yeah, Blue really realizes it well. It's going to delete that. Very good. Alrighty then. Probably sent those villagers back home now, as Red is chasing that as well. Getting distracted by the house, though, which is saving Blue right now. Very nice. Alright, I imagine that this castle will probably go up in his hometown, which actually will, for the first time, actually secure some economy. Okay, the castle goes up over here. Because a castle is not something that Red can kill. Red can kill town centers, he can kill Shrivamsha riders to a degree. He can't kill a castle with organ guns. They're not good enough for that. Like, the only way for organ guns to kill a castle is to sit at the bottom and pray to God that your opponent doesn't research murder holes. Which, obviously, they will if you do that. Yeah, Blue's economy in the west is completely snuffed out. But now in the south, he has some economy. So let's see how that's going to go. More on stone as well. He's buying some food for more Shrivamsha riders to hold off his opponent. Blue's still alive. He's still alive. Has 60 villagers. Has more score than Red. So I'm sure that's encouraging Blue to continue going here. But he's going to have to deal with this incoming raid here. A very slow raid. It takes so long for these guys to push these organ guns to the other side of the map. Now this is back-breaking work right there. That's what this is. Alright, looks like it has stabilized a little bit now, but I still would prefer Red's position because he has castles in the critical points of the map. It's just the long-term resource supply that kind of worries me a little bit for Red. If he can't get to Vitorias, he's gonna need to get gold somewhere. As Blue's still raiding around, trying to pick off these little groups of organ guns everywhere, which is a good idea. As Blue is gonna secure another gold pile. Same time, oh boy, Red though, massing his army at Blue's northern base, and that is not something Blue can stop right now, as Blue is losing a bunch of villagers on gold. Red wants this gold, so he will have to conquer it, and he has the means to do that. Alright, well, Blue cannot drop another castle, so yeah, this economy is still at risk here. And that's a lot of organ guns. 28 organ guns. That's the highest number of organ guns that Red has had in one place on the map so far. So, oh boy. Red also dropping a castle in the north. The Shrivamsha riders are here to be annoying, but I don't think they can stop that. Red has walled in the castle. Does have to pay the price though. A bunch of villagers dying. And remember, Red is 1 TC eco. That's not that's a lot of villages to replace. So this still hurts. Which, considering his idle TC time, I'm fairly certain that red just wants to go to Imperial Age. As, oh, look at the surround here. It's a trap. It's a trap. Red, you need to run. You need to run really quickly here as red is trying to surround this forest, and blue, the only way that he sees out is just to rush this down, but that's exactly what red wants as he micros his units back, and this is gonna cost blue a lot of units here. Yeah, you can't fight this with villagers. Oh man. No. These organ guns will destroy everything. All you can do now is run out to the north, distract these organ guns and run out. Or something like that. As, okay, red had right-clicked the TC, so his organ guns weren't actually engaging the Shrivamsha riders. Another force is coming down from the south, surrounding this northern force. This might be what is saving blue's economy right now, as he's gonna run away with these villas, I suppose. And he gets out. That was, yeah, that was a good move by blue, preserving most of his economy there. I mean, that is, how many villas is that? 23. That's almost half. It's almost half. Yeah, especially, like, most of his economy is concentrated in the south right now. It's protected by this castle somewhat. But yeah, losing this many villages would have been a big deal. That would have been hard to recover from. Because, remember, blue is also only on 2 TCs. So it's not like he's booming big time like red. Red's getting close to Imperial Age, though, as you can see. He's been idling his town center. He just wants to get the imp. I wonder, though, there is this thing, though. If you go all in eco, right, what red has been doing the entire game, the thing with that is you are on a clock. The longer your all in takes, the worse it gets. Because your opponent, if he can add eco, he will start out popping you, out booming you, make more military than you, and it's really hard to come back from that when you're all in. As blue trying to take a fight now, kind of on a hill as well. A lot of Shrivamsha riders going down before, though, but can he kill some of these organ guns? 17 though, that's a lot of organ guns. No, that's that was not a good fight for blue to take here. Yeah, that was better for red. But again, in the long run, can red sustain this? Because at some point, blue is gonna have a better economy than you and be able to outpop you. You know, and we have seen that if Shrivamsha riders can, you know, outnumber and surround the organ guns, they can actually take good fights against these. So that's the question. It looks like red bought some stuff, actually. He doesn't have the gold to go up to the next stage now. But again, organ guns are fairly strong on castle age already. You don't necessarily need the imp upgrades. It's really for the castle that you need traps and bombard cannons and things like that. As blue is still trying to mass more Shrivamsha riders. He's not gonna go up the imp anytime soon here. He's just trying to hold on for dear life here. As blue... Oh yeah, red ran out of gold, didn't he? Yep, he ran out of gold, so he has to go to gold now, which is not a safe gold, and if blue is smart, he's gonna raid that with Shrivamsha riders. But first, has to save his own time. That's 21 organ guns knocking on your door. Not something I would be happy about, that's for sure. Alrighty. I'm not sure if blue can see that red is on gold here, but all blue is going to check it out, though. Blue is going to check that. Look at that. That's a good play. Oh, actually, he can see it. Can't he? Maybe with the vision from the mining camp. Any case, raiding the only gold that red has right now is a really strong move right now. Red doesn't have gold. He's been selling stuff to get gold. He's trying to run into blue's base. Of course, he can't get into the back of blue's eco here. Blue's just been shifting economy wherever it's needed as well, which is just really good. But again, is going to lose his last town center once more, which is just really funny. But there's a castle, something that red didn't know about. Now he finds out, though. Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, see, he can't fight the castle. That he can't fight. As blue's fighting with villagers here against this organ gun that red is pulling back. Yeah, red's still... very low economy. He's still idling his DC, right? He's idling his DC because he wants to get up to imp. He doesn't have the food, right, to produce villagers and go to imp. But actually, he lacks gold. This is all due to the expansion from blue, making it really difficult for red to get to that gold. And red has been running around the map with organ guns, yes, but he's not been securing gold. He's not been expanding because he's all in, remember? He's all in. Where does he get his gold now from? He's been selling wood to get gold, and okay, now he goes to Imperial Age. He does, in the end, make it. Now, why this is important for red is because red probably, and this would be my guess, if red can't secure gold here, he'll actually have to go for Victorias, probably. Because that gives you a trickle of gold at least, right? That way you might be able to get some gold. That would be fairly nice. But we'll see how that's going to go. In the meantime, still hunting down Red's economy as Red is just... Again, he just keeps moving his villagers wherever the organ guns are not. Like, Blue has economy in all three corners. Now he's going to go back to the west again. You know, like this was just waiting for the villagers to take over again. Meantime, still getting more Shrivamsha riders out. Of course, because Red has no gold right now, he can't make organ guns. He can't actually replace these organ guns right now. He needs food more than gold. He can win this with Victoria, purchase light calf, but gold is great. I agree. Also, how you doing, Mid-Elo, I mean. I agree. Like light calf against Shrivamsha riders is actually a pretty even matchup, isn't it? I think light calf actually has similar attack, similar melee armor, similar health. So yeah, I agree. That and certainly one thing that light calf will be much better at than organ guns is actually chasing enemy villagers around the map. As Red thought he could take gold in Blue's base, but Blue obviously could see that, and he says no to that. As it looks like this castle does not have murder holes, so Blue is gonna take down the castle with Shrivamsha riders. We have Red advancing to the next stage. And look how slow this goes. Look how slow this is. This is because the base attack is so low. Jeez. Now Red finds another piece of economy for Blue, and Blue is like, okay, I'm gone. I'm gone. And there goes Blue. Red, of course, smart to leave some organ guns around, you know, near the goal, so Blue can't return to that, although Blue will just rush it down again. Blue does have town centers again, so he can start making some vills. Still has 61 villages, has actually managed to keep his eco up as well. I was more thinking of spending the light cap everywhere. The Gujar army has hard trouble engaging the organ guns, so push with those on one spot, then raid with light cap. Yeah, no, that's what I thought you meant, yeah. Like, for example, you have these organ guns pushing right here, but you can send some light cap to raid these farmlands down here. Although I would send the organ guns here now for it to kill the town centers, obviously. I agree. Like, that's really Red's biggest problem. He doesn't have a mobile army at all. So he can barely chase the villagers a little bit, because organ guns are just a teensy bit faster than villagers. But yeah, he can't land that finishing blow. Like, Blue's just been running around this entire game. Nice shot there. And he just can't land that finishing blow. He's now sending these organ guns back to try to save this castle. And it's very ironic that Shrivamsha riders are killing this castle right now. Again, it's like... This is like men-at-arms killing a town center, almost. If Red knew the farthest corner, that'd be really sweet. A really good place for organ guns. Not sure how much he sees. He does know there is stuff on the right, on the left side, but he hasn't been there in a while. As the castle will go down. Yeah, the Red can't save that. He can kill all these Shrivamsha riders, but they will kill this. And that is very much worth it. As Blue's just gonna run away. I'd say that's worth it. The less castles Red has, the less organ guns he can potentially make. Although, again, Red can't make any organ guns right now. He doesn't have the gold income for it. Also, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome to the Horde. As, yeah, this is so good from Blue. Every time Red tries to go for gold somewhere, Blue is raiding. Like, this is basically what Red should be doing, but he's so stuck on organ guns right now. As we have Shrivamsha riders now raiding over here, and Red is getting murder holes because he doesn't have any military that can catch up to these Shrivamsha riders. Honestly, yeah, kinda. You kinda have to go for murder holes now. Which obviously will do the trick now. Yeah, now this castle will not go down. Now that murder holes is in, as soon as Blue notices that, I hope he notices. Blue? Okay, he realized. He realized. That's not gonna happen. Blue, he's starting to boom a little bit. Look at that. Blue is finally getting a boom on. From 2 town centers, no less. Wow. 71 villagers already. That's double than, more than double than what Red has. Red only has 25 villagers right now. Yeah, Red is going to make Victoria economy. The first reliable gold income he's had all game since he ran out of gold in his own base. If only he sent his organ guns to the west right now, that'd be really good. As Blue is just sending some wood as well to get some gold out. More Shrivamsha riders. He doesn't know that blue has returned to this part, because last time he was here, you know, he killed everything. Also saw that Crazy Joe was here earlier. He was here earlier. Yeah, he came along with the raid. It was very nice from Maze. If Red had been there moments earlier and killed like half a dozen Shrivamsha riders, that might have been a good trade for him. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's just for Red. This is pretty much it for the army right now. He can't afford anything else. He just doesn't have the economy. He's trying to slowly get some Vitorias out. Really slowly, but this is buying blue so much time. And Vitorias are nice, you know, that's all nice and all, but I'd still prefer a fully boomed economy with like 100 villagers over Vitorias. You know, like Vitorias are nice like that, but there's no way that red catches up with blue. And if blue can get a full mass out, then blue can outpop red easily. And as you can see, that's a lot of Shrivamsha riders. That is 34 Shrivamsha riders right here. The surround will come in, and this is red's only army caught out in the open. And this entire army will get smashed here. There is no way that they win. No, this is a really good fight for blue here. Red losing all his army like that, and now Red has a problem. Red has no army anymore, he has barely any economy, and blue is the one with the pop lead. So look at the military lead. Like, look at the stats here. This is the danger of going all in for a really long time. At some point, you know, it might take a very long time, an hour almost, right? But your opponent will catch up with you. It will catch up with you. And here you go. Now, don't tell me he's going to try to rush down this castle. Again, still murder holes. Look, these are not knights. These are just Shrivamsha riders. This castle has 8 melee armor. You do 1 damage per shot. Is it 1 okay, 2 damage. Never mind. 2 damage per hit. That's not a lot. That takes forever. Blue, just go to... Get some rams out or something like that. Don't do this. Blue! Okay, well, blue wants to force down this castle with Shrivamsha riders. In the meantime, for the first time, red is going to switch into different military. I guess it's going to be some halberdier, pikeman shenanigans against these Shrivamsha riders, which is, I guess, the counter. But I can imagine that blue, by that time, will get something else out. As he's still set on killing this castle. But again, only 2 damage per hit. Look how little damage these Shrivamsha riders do. This is almost a meme. I mean, red is fine with this. Red is fine with this. I'll just kill Shrivamsha rider after Shrivamsha rider. I can't believe how many times I've had to say that name today. Like, it's quite the mouthful. Alright. Well, I mean, blue is he's still throwing more and more of these at it. I mean, luckily they're not as expensive as a knight, but still, geez. Talk about not valuing your men's life here. My god. I mean, these are not very armored, as you can see. They don't even have a chest plate or anything like that. I mean, at length, this castle will go down, but at the cost of how many Shrivamsha riders? Jeez. I mean, by that time, red might actually be ready to send in some pikemen. So yeah, as blue is adding more town centers, blue is adding economy. Adding more and more of it. 93 villagers for him now. Blue never gave up, always kept running around, and now that red ran out of gold, literally... Couldn't make more army. Blue snuffed out that army, and now blue is fine. He is more than fine. I would say he is in a commanding position. Like, red is gonna take... It's gonna take a while for red to get some sort of a Vitoria economy going, as we have 5 Vitorias now. That's 100 pop space right there. That red can't use right now for anything else. I suppose that's probably the last one, as he's stonewalling up his base as well. Oh boy. Okay, well, here come the pikemen. Oh, poor blue. All those riders that sacrificed their lives to get this castle down, and now the pikemen come in and make it impossible anyways. Oh, it was all for nothing. That was like 40 riders going down here for a castle that still stands. You know, even though blue could have just gone for, you know, a few rams. Would have been faster, truly. Oh, triumphal moment here for blue. Gets the TC again in his hometown where his TC once stood. Yeah, that must feel good to be able to do that. As yeah, blue's trying to raid all over the place with Shrivamsha riders. I think at this point they've kind of lost their usefulness. I think blue realizes that as well. you know, it's just not worth it anymore. So instead, he's going to go for the light cav upgrade. And there come... Oh, did I say battering rams? I mean armored elephant, obviously. Because they do not get battering rams, these Gurjaras. They certainly don't. As Red is trying to keep out these Shrivamsha riders out of his base. Not that there is that much economy going here. There's 2 villagers in here. That's it. Yeah, his entire economy is in this corner right now. Like, Red is just... He's fortifying himself in this corner. But the thing is, that might look good on paper, but it's fairly easy to kill this once you get to Imperial Age as Blue. Blue is getting Scorpions out as well against those pikemen. You know, because they're fairly annoying. Also, remember, armored elephants are technically just elephants, so they do take bonus damage from these pikemen, which makes them a lot weaker. As it is actually Red who is now besieging Blue's original town with a trap. That's very interesting. Of course, Blue is not in the Imperial Age yet. And yeah, there you go. Look at this. Boom, goes down. It's yeah, it's... You definitely do not want to be around pikemen, or halberdiers in this case, when you're going for armored elephants, that's for sure. As poor Blue, he has to abandon his town center again. Oh, no, wait. Hero Elephant got the trebuchet. Nice. That was very expensive for Red. Like, Red can't afford to lose a whole lot of units here. Well, except the halberdiers. Those are cheap. Yeah, the armored elephant did its job. It's gonna go down now. There you go. But it did its job, killed the trap. As we have a... Elephant Archer. Wait, didn't I say we wouldn't see Elephant Archers this game? I guess I lied. You know, I can't know everything. Elephant Archers, of course, for Gurjaras are cheaper, food-wise, which is good because you're also making light cav, so you definitely need that food. That would be very expensive otherwise. Alrighty, I mean, at this point, we're kind of just waiting for Blue to go to Imp. There you go, clicks Imp. Go to Imp and start producing Imperial Age army to kill Red, because I just don't know what Red would do here. Like, I mean, he has that Victoria economy now, but I mean, it's too slow to really get an army out quickly. I mean, he's kind of stuck going for halberdiers right now in the occasional trap, I guess, if he's lucky. But yeah, halberdiers aren't exactly the mobile, powerful army that you need to kill Blue at this point, because Blue is has done a great job expanding. He's got expansion everywhere. In order to kill that, it's going to take forever, which is exactly what Red does not have. He doesn't have forever. Elephant Archer going down to the halberdiers. The halberdiers have a sick bonus damage versus elephants, as you can see. How much is that again? 28. Quite a bit. Which also applies to the Elephant Archers. Also going up for Blue now to keep the front of his new base safe. As we have halberdiers trying to take out a town center. But that's not going to happen, obviously. Alright, we're just waiting. We're just waiting for Blue at this point. Like, because I'm still not sure what Red can do. He's trying to get some military out. But all that Blue has to do is just make some skirmishers, some other things against halberdiers. And you're fine. You're fine. Like Blue, he struggled all game to survive, and he did. He did survive. And now it's time for him to take the initiative, as Red actually made another Victoria in his own base, because it didn't quite fit in his little base here. Jesus Christ! What, that's 6? He's got 7 Victorias right now. That's 140 pop. Plus the 32 villagers. That means he has only space for 24 military right now. Or, yeah, something like that. As Red is trying to get this castle up in front. House walls his villagers in. Very nice. Castle will go up. But now Blue is in Imperial Age as well. In Imperial Age with 132 villagers as well. Plenty of space to make military right now. And all that Red can make is halberdier. He's making some militia as well. Which I guess he wants champions. Oh yeah, that always takes so long to tech into. Alright, well done. Let's not throw away our cavalry now. As Blue finally finishes that castle, and now it's time to get some trebs out, I imagine. As we have, ooh, chakram throwers. Interesting. Very good unit against infantry, actually. It does pass-through damage, like a scorpion, essentially what it throws with the chakram, which is what it throws. I'm telling you from experience, if you are trying to attack a choke point against Gurjaras with infantry, and they have chakram throws, that's not gonna work. they murder everything. Trust me. That's like trying to attack Fat Slob when he has like 20 heavy scorpions lined up in the little choke point. You just won't get through. It's just, they just do too much damage. Yeah, shotgun throwers are kind of similar, and they're mobile. So yeah, you definitely need to get enough archers out, or onagers, or things like that to kill them. As we have militia killing scout cavalry. Alrighty then. Didn't think that an hour and 24 minutes into the game I would get to see militia, but here we are. As Red is just trying to get all the researchers, trying to find something that would work. As yeah, Blue is just he's just getting all the upgrades. He's getting Kshatriyas. What does that do again? I forgot. Let me cheat real quick. Let me cheat real quick and tap into the real game. What does that upgrade do again? Because I forgot. Military units cost minus 25 food. Oh yeah, right. That's now their elephants are cheaper, and all the other units as well. Well, that's good. A nice little food discount. Not that he will need that really, because he's almost got 60 farmers now. That's a lot of food. Got some crossbows coming out. I mean, Blue is just making a little bit of everything right now. And Red is going to go back to organ guns now. Interesting. But is that too late? Is that too late going for organ guns at this point? I guess we'll have to see. Red is going to have to defend his own town now. You know, all these Victorias, which are definitely in range for trebuchets if Blue seeks to get them close. And the siege elephant upgrade as well. We're getting monk upgrade. Like, Blue is just getting everything right now. Blue is just getting all the upgrades. He's got all the resources in the world. He can do whatever he wants right now. And this hated castle, this castle with which everything started, with which Red, you know, almost killed Blue, is finally going to go down now. I mean, I understand why Blue, you know, sacrificed so many Shrivamsha riders to get that castle down. You know, he probably had a grudge against that. Like, see the difference? See the difference? Hussars can't kill this small group. If these had been Shrivamsha riders, they probably might have been able to get that, to kill that group. As now, Blue sees more organ guns, so he's getting elite Shrivamsha rider. Yeah, he's just, every time Red does something, Blue just responds to it with something. Now, I like the combination of halberdiers and organ guns more. You know, halberdiers is the meat shield, organ guns is the real power weapon here as well. So, I mean, Red does have 7 Victorias working right now. He doesn't need a whole lot of military, you know, to be effective, but still. I mean, Blue can get anything he wants. He's getting elite shotgun thrower as well, which will absolutely massacre the halberdiers. Not so sure how it will go against organ guns, because they are, you know, they're not very tanky. Only 40 HP on these, so that's not like they can tank a million shots here to kill the organ gun. So we'll see, I guess. Red's bringing forward some trebuchets. Like, Red is still trying. I definitely respect that for sure. As, oh boy, looks like Blue made his way into Red's base here with some siege elephants, which will absolutely wreck this castle quite quickly. Now, these are a bit better than Capped Ram. Not as good as Siege Ram, though. Not as good as Siege Ram. This Blue is also focusing down the town center. I'm not sure what happened there. Better hurry up on that castle. This is an important castle for Red to have, because now, again, less production from organ guns. We have, oh boy, here we go. A little skirmish here between Red and Blue, as Red is trying to take down his castle. He's trying to get his organ guns close enough to kill these trebuchets, but he can't quite reach it. Now, let's see. Shotgun throwers. It's alright, I guess. It's ranged melee attack, right? Yeah, it's not like anywhere where I'd say, oh yeah, that's devastating to organ guns. I think organ guns are fine in that regard. It's just Red doesn't have the pop. He doesn't have the pop space right now to make more military, to get a meat shield in front, and all the organ guns get gunned down by the shotgun throwers in the end. That means the traps will go down as well. Although the castle for Blue did actually fall down, so I guess there's that. I guess there is that. But yeah, now it is Blue who is sending military forward right now. You know, Red has no castle in this base anymore, so there's no protection in that home base. It's all in this corner. everything that he owns is in this corner. Red is going to have to defend like a beast here if he wants to hold on. But how do you hold on against a fully boomed opponent here, who is just literally getting all the upgrades? Now he's getting elite elephant archer as well, which is hilarious. Of course, the shotgun throwers massacring the halberdiers as well. Shrivamsha riders there to kill the organ guns. And yeah, Red, he's trying to get pop out, but he just doesn't have any military. It's only 7 on the field. You know, he doesn't have the pop space to really mass an army. He doesn't have the resources. Well, actually, he does have the resources. Never mind. I guess at some point, Victoria start to kick in. You know. Still pretty good, but it's just... The problem is, he sacrificed so much pop space for the Victorias that you now can't mass an army to deal with this. As the first castle starts to crumble, only 2 castles remain for Red, as Blue is pushing in further and further and further. And just... He's just sending in everything right now. Hussars, shotgun throwers, Shrivamsha riders, elephant archers as well, just everything. Red trying to drop a castle in his base, that got denied. It was a 1 villager castle after all. Victoria has gone down as well in Red's base. I think Red is dead. I just don't know what Red can do against this. It's just Blue held on all game, kept moving his economy, kept surviving, holding on, cockroaching, if you will. But see, if you actually seriously quote-unquote cockroach, like you actually run around and like make it impossible to kill you, and then come back like this, then there is no problem with that. No one can criticize you for that. You know, it's just a matter of killing off Blue, which is what Red was struggling with. He wasn't able to kill Blue definitively. Like, yeah, he killed buildings, but, you know, Blue realized that empires aren't about the buildings and the towns and the statues. It's about the people that live in those towns. And if you keep those safe, you can come back with any empire. As yeah, Blue is close to just killing Red, and what does Red do? His military production buildings go down. Can't make any halberdiers anymore. Hussars will start to run into his economy and kill the rest of his villagers, the ones that still remained. The trebuchets are being rolled up to the castle, you know, to take those down as well. Yeah, Red is just, he's going to have to call it and, you know, admit that Blue had the better of him today, or whenever this match was played. Alright, but well played by both players here. Red is still... he's still holding on. Probably like, man, I played for an hour and a half and I'm still gonna die. I can't believe that this dude is still alive. It's like... I can't believe it, but... Believe it or not, it is true. As the second to last castle is going to crumble. And then only 1 castle remains. There's only 3 villagers for Red as the rest got killed by the Hussars. This is G to the G! We're just waiting for Red to call it at this point. Yes, Red is still a heroic last stand here with these organ guns, but yeah, there's nothing you can do. Nothing you can do. If you couldn't beat back Blue 10 minutes ago, it's definitely not gonna happen now. And yeah, there you go. Red calls the GG. You know, he probably knew already, but you know, you want to try everything you can, and there you have it. G to the G. What a good game. That was a great game, and a really good show of what expanding your economy and holding on and moving villages can really do for you. Like, I agree, Red should have probably switched into a more mobile unit. Like, when he saw that he like did a lot of damage to Blue in the first part of the game, you know, when he pushed Blue out of his own town, you know, you can then start adding town centers, adding economy, right? So you can then start actually getting some more military out. Instead of running around the map with organ guns and chasing Blue wherever he goes, because Blue kept running away and kept expanding economy everywhere, as you can see. And it's impossible for organ guns, which are a slow unit, to kill all of this at the same time. That just doesn't work, right? So yeah, so great job for Blue holding on. I think Red could have killed Blue if he had actually like gotten to the villagers in time as well. And I think Blue was saved by the fact he was Gurjaras. I think Shrivamsha riders actually made the difference here, because there were a few fights that Blue was able to take here with those, you know, Shrivamsha riders, which tank some of the pierce damage, right? I was able to surround some of the organ guns a few times and actually take out huge numbers of them as well, which is something that Red couldn't replace because he didn't have the economy for it. I think that definitely made a difference here. Right, let's have a quick look at the statistics as well. As you can see, red definitely making blue pay for his pay to stay in this game with blood and hard work and sweat. Yeah, the military numbers. Like, see, these kind of fights right here. You know, killing this many organ guns. Those were decent fights for blue. I mean, you know, and especially here, there was a really good fight. It was when red ran out of gold. Right here, see, he's kind of idling his his military production because he didn't have the gold to produce more because he went up to imp. And then he took that fight right here. You know, 20 organ guns down the drain to this many Gurjara Shrivamsha riders. And blue barely lost any. Look at that. That's pretty strong right there. Now, then he lost all his Shrivamsha riders to the castle, but, you know, sure. And in the end, Victoria Eco, not as good as real Eco. Look at that. Way more resources collected by blue. You know, way more, significantly more. Yeah. G to the G. Good game.